Hello and welcome to The Update. I'm Talisa Ryder. Federal police expect to make more arrests over a plot to smuggle almost 900 kilos of methamphetamine into Australia. So far, one man's been detained in Sydney where the consignment was discovered hidden inside shipments of machinery. AFP Detective Superintendent Peter Fogarty says it's a large-scale operation.
Almost 900 kilos is really a massive amount of drugs. So I think there is, very much an organised crime syndicate behind this, a much bigger syndicate who has access to large sums of money in order to bring these sorts of quantities of drugs to Australia.
Over to the UK, and British police say they still don't know the motive for this week's stabbing attack in northern England, which killed 3 girls. That's after a court allowed them to identify the 17-year-old who's been charged. The court allowed his identification to answer false claims on social media that he arrived on a boat as a refugee last year, an unfounded speculation he's a Muslim. A detained American journalist and former Marine are among 26 prisoners from 7 countries who have been freed in a major international swap with Russia. Both men were serving 16-year prison sentences after being convicted of espionage. US President Joe Biden has described the deal with Moscow as a feat of diplomacy and friendship.
We stand for freedom, for liberty, for justice, not only for our own people, but for others as well. And that's why all Americans can take pride in what we've achieved today.
Back home, and refugees who have fled war in Gaza could soon be allowed to stay in Australia permanently. Around 1,300 have sought refuge here since Israel's response to last October's Hamas attack. Currently, the group isn't allowed to work and doesn't have access to Medicare, but the federal gov is reportedly planning a new visa pathway to address the issues. And there's been a shift in the social lives of young Aussies. New research from the NAB has found more are likely to skip shouting their mates and splitting the bill on a night out. Sport and entertainment are next. In sport, Australia's Jack Robinson is through to the semi-finals of the Olympic surfing in Tahiti after beating fellow Aussie Ethan Ewing in the quarters. Meanwhile, Australia's gold medal tally now stands at 8 at the Paris Games, with the women's swim team delivering yet again. Molly O'Callaghan, Lani Pallister, Brianna Thossell and Ariane Titmus all combining to take out the women's 4x200 metre freestyle relay. And to the AFL, round 21 kicks off tonight with the Bulldogs up against Melbourne. West Coast will take on the Gold Coast, with Clay Hall set to make his big debut for the side. In entertainment news, Cardi B has revealed she's pregnant with baby number 3. The news comes just hours after the rapper filed for divorce from husband Offset. The estranged couple already parents to 6-year-old daughter Culture and 2-year-old son Wave. Lisa Kudrow has opened up about being sacked from a hit 90s sitcom before landing a lead role in Friends. The 61-year-old actress telling the Smartless podcast she was fired from Frasier, but it was a blessing in disguise and ultimately led to her booking her iconic character Phoebe Buffet. And Britney Spears' best-selling memoir is being turned into a biopic destined for the big screen. Universal Pictures revealing they've secured the rights to the singer's book. And that's the latest from the Nova Podcast news team. We'll have another episode of The Update for you tomorrow.